this.
Yeah.
Are you from Japan? Because I'm trying to get in Japanese.
Oh, it's so good.
It's good one.
It's so good. Find us
Dick in the balls
on the Twitter,
Well,
on the Twitch.
We are live now, buddy.
We're live, baby. Baby. Going to tell some people that we're going live. Man, there's a lot of headspace here. Is this a normal thing, Mike? Look at how much room there is for us to reach our. There's so much room for activities. We are so excited because we're doing a show about E3. Mike doesn't haven't had the chance now to watch all the shows that was on the E3.
I'm on a delay because I just moved in here, but
he's on a delay.
If you sit down, I think we'll be good.
I
think it'll be good.
No, I'm good.
I see your arms. Hey, look, it's like I can see myself
There you go.
in the past.
In the past.
TV/Redbeard _TV. Find us there. Publish now.
Is purple the right one?
Yeah, I'm just telling folks. I think purple is the right one. You guys in the chat, let us know if it's kind of crappy sounding.
A tip for that. A tip's at our inventory.
Oh, maybe. Hopefully she's watching. Going live, fam. All right, so you guys, it is the E3 episode. It's one of those things where, like, if we all had more time and we were making all kinds of YouTube's monies, which we're not.
All the YouTube's money.
We're not making the Twitch monies either.
YouTube's money.
You spent it all?
I know. I bought another house.
You did.
You spent it all on Yelp, actually.
Christ.
Yeah. So
That's
we've
a whole
learned.
other story.
We've learned today that Yelp is some bullshit. So that's not a thing that we can do.
Can we Yelp about Yelp?
You can.
Oh, man.
You can, because I was going to show you like a YouTube video about Trey Park and Matt Stone, because Yelp was really upset. South Park did an episode about Yelp. Both of these guys have had bad experiences about Yelp. I've had bad experience about Reddit, and I love Reddit.
Yeah.
Had a shitty experience this week. Took a little while to get over. Didn't like it.
Your Reddit experience is different than ours because we paid.
It costs you money. Yeah.
We paid for.
You've paid the Yelp money.
Think of things we want to pay money for. Some ass play.
Some ass play with the ass trade. Boom, baby. So, okay, we're going to run down. What we're going to do is we're going to try to make this a quicker episode. It's one of those things where at this time...
It's 40 minutes of ass play.
40 minutes of ass play, so buckle in. Put your seatbelt on.
We're talking skulls, steel books, ass play.
Ass play nation.
Hidden blades.
Things.
Yes.
Hidden things that just pop out and catch you in the ass and back.
Ba-boom, baby. Ba-boom.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start things off. Okay, you guys, so you didn't really get a chance because you were working, you were at Acon.
Yep.
Acon was awesome. You were doing your photography.
Yep. So basically, Acon 28, they made it an extra day, so I went Thursday through Sunday, which is pretty cool. It was at a new center at the Fort Worth.
It's a really goddamn long convention. Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like.
It was Thursday, it opened at 2 or 3, I think.
Anime.
So, a ton of anime. Honestly, I was only on the convention floor Sunday afternoon for 2 hours. So that was it. So.
You're just floating around taking pictures.
Yeah, well, I had 24 photo shoots. So,
holy shit!
Yeah, so it was
where was it at again? It was downtown, right?
Convention, Fort Worth Convention Center, next to the Omni, and the Water Gardens. So I mean, it was really cool though, but it was very spread out because they had stuff going on at the Convention Center, at the Omni, at the Hilton, and the Sheraton, which are the 3 prominent hotels around it. So it was a fuck ton of walking. And
yeah.
That was people's biggest concern was or complaint really was that it was a lot of walking, finding where things were and stuff like that, trying to figure out ways at the Hilton, is that this. I went to a thing Saturday night at the Hilton thinking I didn't need my badge to get in because it's a fucking public venue. But no, you need your badge to go to the second floor to get to this one thing. I'm really, so I was like, fuck it, I'm not walking all the way back and then coming all the way back again because that would be a 30-45 minute walk. I was like, nah, I'm good. So I just walked back. On the way back, I picked up a couple of girls to do.
Yeah, you did.
You had to do a photo shoot with, which was awesome. So did some near stuff, which is pretty
near
cool.
Automata.
Automata.
Because there was a near before the near Automata.
Oh really?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it came out on the PC and the Xbox 360.
I don't know why.
It was just called Near.
Near.
And everyone at the time was like Near.
Was it not sexy girls?
Nope. There was she was a side character, and then Nier decided Automata. They were like, man, this is how we sex it up.
Yeah.
I wanna sex Nier it up.
That's how you
And
sell.
that's what they did. That's how you sell
That's how you do
games.
it.
You just put panty shots all the time.
All the time.
All the
Tentacle
time. Just
porn.
yeah.
That's how you sell it.
Tentacle porn. That's Akon, right?
That-
did you see?
that-
Did you?
that
Oh,
is the
hentai.
thing.
That's what it's called. Hentai.
It's called hentai.
Yes.
Like, I mean, do they sell hentai in DVDs
Yes.
and or the Blu-rays?
Okay, so fun story. We won't use names, but so Chris and I used to work for the same company and used to have the same boss, has a similar sense of humor that we do, right? So he comes in one day. We got one of these pre-order bonus books that had some actual like characters wrapped in tentacles, right? So we would always joke him like, "Yeah, it's some tentacle porn." He's like, "Oh yeah, hentai." I was like, "What the fuck do you know about hentai?" And he's you know who he is. he gives me this look like, shakes his head. I was like, "You know about tentacle porn?"
Tentacle cords.
Name redacted. He's like,
Tentacle
you
corn.
don't fuck it. Don't let me drink before I come up here. Yeah. So anyway, tentacle porn. Everyone
All
loves
right.
tentacle porn.
Everyone loves tentacle porn, which leads me to my next subject: the EA press conference at E3. Tentacle porn.
Giant.
Yeah.
tentacles.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna run through this. We're gonna give it the rundown, guys, because we're already at 7:36.
Oh, snap.
And everyone in the chat, all three of you guys can let us know you want. Or if you guys are watching this on YouTube, leave your comments down below. Look, somewhere here. There. Okay. So EA, of course, EA did something different. EA had a press conference on Saturday. Generally, E3 has never started on Saturday. It's always been on Sunday, and they do Sunday and Monday press conferences, and then they're done. But this year it was like Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So it was cool. So like the big names get a chance to do press conferences, and EA was the first one out of the gate. Wasn't really anything new, but it was a lot of interesting stuff. Madden 18, shocker. Sports games.
Wait, 18?
FIFA 18.
Oh, like 3,500 by now.
Well, no, but it's 2018.
Oh, right.
For the year, you see.
Yeah,
Just
Not that
the
it's
year.
18, because technically, Madden 25 was the 25th anniversary, but it was Madden 14.
Gotcha.
Right.
So
but
technically, this would be
But it's called Madden.
this would
25.
technically be
It's really-
Madden 28. This is the 28th iteration of the Madden football game.
All right.
So there's that. FIFA 18, and then they've announced before, but they showed off some footage for Need for Speed Payback, which is basically Fast and the Furious or Need for Speed.
Sir.
Like they showed a really cool. They showed a really cool trailer.
Needier, speedier.
Needier and speedier. That sounds like a drug addict.
It
Like, it's
does.
that sounds like it just should be like Need for Speed Florida.
Sounds like a bad
Needier and
relationship.
speedier.
Needier and speedier.
You're welcome, EA. You have that new title. I think the highlight of the EA press conference, one of the highlights, was the team who made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. You ever play that game?
No.
It's fantastic. So it was kind of an indie title. It was really neat, and depending on, it was actually Adam Sessler who suggested I play this. He was like, if you haven't played it, you have to play it, because the gameplay changes depending on what happened in the story. So there are elements in the story where things change, and the control changes, which I thought was really cool. I really love that. So this game is called A Way Out, which you play two guys, and it's specifically made for couch co-op. You can play with someone online, but they built it for sitting next to someone on your couch playing this game together. And it's basically like Prison Break, where you're two dudes trying to break out of prison. And there's much more that happens outside of prison, but you have two split screens, and one person is doing a different element, and the other person is something else is happening. So there was one scene they showed through gameplay. This guy's like pushing him through like a laundry cart, and one screen you see the guy pushing the laundry cart, and the screen right next to him has the guy like looking out through like the little hole.
I saw the one where they were
that's
like
cool.
using their backs to walk up the wall.
Yeah,
So it's not a single player game. You can't play by yourself.
you cannot play it by yourself.
Interesting.
You have to play it with someone else.
That's cool.
So
like that.
yeah, A Way Out, that looks awesome. So I'm really excited for that one. Let's see, Anthem. I don't know if you guys saw anything about this, but it is BioWare's new IP, which is good that they're gonna come back, because
Oh yeah, that's what everyone was calling like the Mass Effect Anthem or whatever.
it
It kind of looks like
the
that.
game is literally called Anthem, but it does look like Mass Effect, but it's a third-person, open world, like MMO. So basically, it seems like they're trying to do the Destiny thing. Everyone's trying to do the Destiny thing, where you have a platform and you jump in and you can play with your friends, and it's drop in, drop out, but it's a game that you can kind of keep building, because they look at like the World of Warcraft model, And even though World of Warcraft isn't as big as it was since like Lich King and stuff, but there's still millions of people playing that game.
It's insane.
Everyone's trying to do like a new thing. So this game is all about, you have a town that's protected by this like kind of cement wall, and you have like an exosuit, which they call a javelin, and you get into it and you can like fly like Iron Man.
So it's like Attack on Titan.
It's like
It's
kind of, but you're completely
Yeah,
protected.
yeah, the armor
You're
suit.
completely protected in an armor suit.
Yeah.
It's like, but and then you run across like big enemies, but not titans.
Was this one that I saw a lot of, like, I didn't actually see the trailer, but I saw a lot of people talking about like this huge new open world game to like beat all games. I wonder if that's what it was.
It could be that. I mean, like, there's a lot of open world games that are going to be coming up, but Anthem looks great. But there's a lot of questions I'd like to know about Anthem, like, can you play it single player?
Yeah.
How many, like, because what they showed on the demo was like, it was like 2 players, and it was like pre-recorded, so it's like, oh man, hey, I wonder if like Megan's doing anything, and it's like Megan pops in, like, oh, Megan's here, crazy, like, it's like, no, you'd just be standing in place because someone would be like calling Megan, like, or shooting Megan a message online to be like, yo, Megan, get in the fucking game.
Yeah, where you at, Megan?
Yeah, where you at, Megan?
Trying to pay that, Megan.
But it wasn't that.
Come on,
But
man,
all
put
of a
your
sudden,
switch down and play already. God damn it!
all of a sudden, at the end of the trailer, Megan and like Josh jump in. They're like, we're ready to go. That's not the name, so I apologize if that's what it was called in Anthem. But it looked really cool, man. And like, you basically have like Iron Man suit, except what's different from something like Destiny is that it's not it's procedurally generated. So everything that happens outside of this wall that they live in, this base, is like it's random. So you're not going to encounter the same thing all the time. So you have your own little world, and you can be like, cool, let's go do these missions. But everyone's trying to do the Destiny. But Anthem looks amazing. Anthem looks great. Let's hope that it's excellent
So
because
it's written by the same person that did Mass Effect and Knights of the Old Republic.
yeah, so that it's going to be real good.
Yeah, Drew Karpyshyn.
Sure.
Sure.
I know one of those guys left the Mass Effect team to go work on other stuff, so that could be what it is. NBA Live 18 was announced. Apparently,
Yeah, it is.
Apparently, NBA Live is a thing.
Woo!
Yeah, live is something that happens.
Wait, what's live? How is that any different than
2K.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with EA. EA does like Madden and FIFA. They have a lot of sports games that are huge, but they don't have basketball. 2K has basketball. NBA 2K is made by 2K. Get it?
Oh my god. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
Got it.
That's the name. So like 2K does real well with the basketball titles every year. Like NBA 2K is amazing. NBA Live has been canceled for the past 2 years in a row. As a matter of fact, NBA 16, like it was like available for pre-order. It had a demo, and the demo came out, and people were like, "Fuck this game," and then they canceled it.
Yeah.
After the demo came out, because they were like, man, so many people hated this game. EA's like, shut it down. Like they walked over to a big switch and like there was NBA Live, and it was like, doo-doo.
Shut it down. It's like the Ghostbusters thing. You just
Yeah,
shut,
and then
shut the containment unit down and then just off it
yeah,
goes.
and then all of the ghosts of Scottie Pippen flew out.
this is what happens when NBA licenses to 2 different companies.
Yeah,
So the NBA doesn't care because EA takes their money.
leave the money.
Because only EA can make FIFA and NFL games. No one else can do.
That's so weird.
No
how
one else can
licensing
use the
works,
team
Yeah.
logos through there.
it's pretty weird. It's
Well,
pretty
actually,
crazy.
PES can do soccer, Pro Evolution.
Huh.
Yeah.
There, but only EA can do.
But
can do football.
Pro Evolution, which is Konami, they can only do pre-approved teams. Every single soccer club has to approve, or football club has to approve what they do. And after Konami lost their goddamn mind on the internet, everyone pulled out. Because like FIFA's doing so much better, and Konami started treating all of their people like garbage. Like Konami's still picking on Hideo Kojima, like way after now, because like, and they just delayed
years ago.
They just delayed Metal Gear, like because they're releasing a Metal Gear 5 sequel that's all zombie based. Why? I don't fucking know. But the point is that like
Zombies.
because zombies,
Because it's
yeah,
Call of Duty.
which we'll
Yeah.
get to. Yeah, it's weird. But then okay, so NBA Live is still a thing. And then most of the EA press conference was Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Was there NBA Jam?
No, there's actually a sequel to NBA Jam that's currently out called NBA Playgrounds.
With nothing announced for 2018.
Nope.
Disappointed.
So, but we have, I think they really put all of their eggs in one giant Star Wars basket.
As they
That is
should.
Battlefront 2. And they had the main character who plays the lead in the campaign, and I don't know her name and I apologize, but it's Shiva Kamini from the league.
Really.
She's a community! And so she is.
Did you ever watch that show?
It's fantastic. It's amazing.
I don't watch the sports at all, but the show is fucking hilarious.
Oh,
It's fantasy football league people.
But it takes place in Chicago, and I don't watch the sports either, but I'm a Bears fan,
Yeah.
so I understand everything.
It is completely ridiculous. Anyway.
It's great. Anyways, so she is the main character, and a couple things they announced is that Star Wars Battlefront is going to be 3 times the content of Battlefront 1. And all post-release DLC is free. Except for, I'm sure, like, you can pay for, like, drops and microtransactions.
Right.
Which
But all maps and playable characters are free.
And the next wave, so the first wave of playable character DLC that they announced was Phasma and Finn. Yeah. So, pretty cool. You gonna be picking it up?
Man, I'll probably want you to play it.
If you have the time, but you are the proud owner of a new PS4.
I am, yes. So but I still barely even played Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm sad.
It's okay. It's real good. We'll get to that because they announced new Horizon stuff on the PlayStation announcement. They did. We'll get there. We're at 16 minutes in. We got to power through, guys.
Speed running this thing.
We're speed running it. Let's go. All right. So, what else? Okay, so that was all of EA. Spent a lot of time. Star Wars Battlefront looks amazing. Like I watched footage of like a big multiplayer map where they were playing on the home console Seed, which is a console of Star Wars Episode 1. So like they're making the prequels cool.
There's no like canon. They're crossing everything.
Everything.
So
all generations.
Darth Maul and Rey, you can populate and fight.
Absolutely. Yep.
Because it's the clone troopers in the battle droid. It's like, the fuck, this is 2 different. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And they got through and like, oh yeah, there's no restrictions, so everything just intermixes.
Why? I mean, why not? Like, why just like have fun with it?
Cool.
Yeah, because the last one was just the original trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I'm down with that too. It's okay. And like, not only that, but they're introducing space battles, which they barely did at the very end of like Battlefront 1.
There needs to be more of those.
Xbox. So, the Scorpio, which was the test title, test name for their
Why
new
is it
console.
still not just named Scorpio?
Okay, so that confused me. I didn't know. Like, I didn't actually watch the press release, so I didn't know that's a different thing then.
It is a different thing. So the Nintendo Switch was called the NX.
Okay.
And then they announced it, and it's called the Switch. So there's always a working title. The Wii, fun fact, was called the Dolphin.
Yeah, Dolphin.
That's what they called it. Yeah.
The Wii was Dolphin.
The original Wii was Dolphin. So the Xbox Scorpio is like, which I also loved. It's now called the Xbox One X.
Which makes no fucking sense.
So well, they announced it. So I'm gonna like, it's $4.99. Right. But well, it makes sense because they're keeping in line with, they called it the Xbox One S, the Slim, and the Xbox One X is the Xbox. And if you break down the acronym of Xbox One X, you do X, B, 1, X, and it spells out Xbox as an acronym.
Okay.
So, it's like their ultimate Xbox.
And
right?
they seem to learn. So, if you owned the first Xbox One, you could kill somebody with that thing. It was like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible. And the new one, it's like the smallest Xbox One ever made. It's like super tiny, and it's the most powerful system. It's the smallest box.
Speaking of powerful system, you'll be able to talk to us about this because we're not PC guys. This is what's in the specs. It's got 6 teraflop GPU, 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory, 326 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth.
Okay.
And it's got like a liquid cooler unit inside of the thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't know if they're even making money selling these things. I think they may cost like $490 to make, and they're selling them for like $500.
I don't know, man. Like electronics now, they're getting cheaper and cheaper.
That's true.
I mean, because like I have an M.2 drive, which is flash memory based. I have a 228 gig, whatever. The thing is like 12 times faster than a solid state drive, and it's like $300 for that. But But comparatively now, you can buy a solid state drive, a terabyte, for like $120. You know, so like they're really it's getting cheaper and cheaper to make this stuff, especially if they have a China factory with children and stuff that they're making these things in. Like I don't know what they're doing. Sorry.
They make their stuff in Mexico to get around taxes and then ship it up.
Yeah, but like there's no way that this stuff, like they probably have their own production company cranking this stuff out at like mass quantities, where like I doubt that it would cost to be $400
Right. No, but like, as far as like if they were to buy them retail,
Yeah.
like the pieces are expensive, but of course it's not going to cost them that much.
Yeah.
But
I don't feel like they're going to make a lot of them. I don't think it's going to be a heavy run.
you think it's going to be a limited amount?
I think it's going to be run kind of tight.
Yeah. That's I mean that was it. Just the 6 teraflops and.
I mean, 12 gigs of RAM memory is good in general. I mean, like your laptop probably has 8, 4, I don't know. Mine has 64 because I pumped it up. So,
You pumped the computer up.
Yeah.
It's an old reference. That's from the Saturday Night Live.
But yeah, no. But 12 gigs is pretty good for that in general. I mean, it's basically the graphics card has to have memory. You also have to have RAM that has memory. So you have 2 different things that has memory on top of your hard drives. So I feel like losing people.
No, I hear you.
Okay, we got you.
Okay, cool. But do we know what like the actual hard drive size and stuff is going to be?
Only 1 terabyte.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, well, I mean, for $4.99,
Yeah.
that's not bad. I mean, I think I just spent $3.99.
$3.99 on the Pro. But the Xbox One X will be true 4K.
Yeah. And
The PlayStation 4 Pro, as far as like 4K goes, this is going to be the only machine. I mean, of course, PC, I'm sure, can play like true 4K, but this is going to be the first console that'll play true 4K. But it's like it's really ahead of the curve. Like no one really has 4K. Like a lot of people don't have 4K TVs. I do. Which is why I'm excited.
Well, that's why a lot of video games on consoles are really restricted on how much they can put into the graphics because they just can't run them. I mean, yeah, you have a PC, you can put that shit on hyper quality or whatever, and it's great. You'll get all the sun rays, or called God rays, the little particles, all the crazy stuff. But like on a console, like they have to tone that stuff way down just because they don't have the bandwidth to handle it.
Yeah.
But now we're getting to the point where basically your console is a PC.
And that's what the Xbox One X is trying to do.
Yeah.
It's trying to be that. So a lot of awesome specs. And to show off those specs, they immediately after they announced Forza 7, and then the first time in my career being in video games, watching an announcement trailer, the beginning of the Forza 7 trailer, I was like, okay, cool. Like I thought it was like real, like a real life, and it wasn't until like 2 or 3 minutes in that I was like, oh my god, this is a video game. Because Forza 7, ironically, like the racing games, look the best, and Forza 7 is going to be out.
Well,
like the week
always look good.
Yeah, Forza 7 Motorsport comes out on November 3rd, so a week before the X does. Which Forza 7 looks just absolutely stunning. A couple other announcements that Microsoft made was a third Metro game. It's called Metro Exodus. It's going to be 2018. And of course, which I was not expecting, was the announcement of Assassin's Creed Origins on the Xbox press conference. I cried a little bit. I didn't know what happened. Like I literally looked over to Tiff and I was like, "It's happening! It's happening now!" And which absolutely like locked in my pre-order for the Xbox because it's going to be on the X1 X.
Because like in years past, Sony has always paid for that.
Not for Unity. For Unity, Xbox paid for like exclusive rights. Like they didn't give anything better to the Xbox version for it, but Sony did not, and we'll get to Sony, but they didn't announce any new hardware. And so it's only going to be upscaled to like maybe 2K with HDR rendering, wherein if you play Assassin's Creed Origins on the Xbox One X, it's a true 4K image. So it has 2,000 more lines of image. And so I'm going to get it on that. I'm paying for a TV. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I mean, like if I have to buy an Xbox One X, I will, to make it the best. But yeah, so that was exciting. I can talk about Assassin's Creed all day, which I've done.
Cross-platform, right? It's just gonna be releasing first on Xbox.
No, it's coming on both on the 27th.
Okay.
But it's going to be in true 4K on the Xbox One X. They built it that way. So once the Xbox One X comes out, which is actually 2.5 weeks like after Assassin's Creed Origins comes out.
What's that drop date again?
Assassin's Creed Origins is the 27th of October,
okay,
along with other games.
Yeah, so they're both.
That's going to be a crazy day, but Xbox One X comes out on November 7th.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So basically, only Microsoft can use Assassin's Creed Origins in marketing. So
yeah, no, yeah,
not use it. So like,
yeah, they paid for it.
And last year when Battlefront came out, it was so much PlayStation 4 that people were like, "Is this game on Xbox One?"
Yeah.
That's kind of the point. Like,
yeah,
make you think it's an exclusive on there, even though it's available on both.
It is, yeah.
Microsoft got in trouble because they used Battlefront in part of their advertising. In the company I worked at before, we had to throw the signage away because you had to get new signage shipped in.
Yeah, because PlayStation paid for the rights. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. That's just kind of how you do things. Other announcements: PlayerUnknown who is a company that makes Battlegrounds, which is a very popular PC game. It's coming to the Xbox. And also, I want to say that they announced like a ton of like indie titles and exclusives. And I didn't write all of them down, but there was like, out of the 42 titles they announced, like 22 of them were like Xbox One exclusives. So they're kind of treating things very much like Sony has done in the past, where they're really giving love to indie developers, which is cool. They're also treating it like it's like these games are all the same. They're indie games, but they're games. You're gonna love them, like how EA had a Tale of Two or a Way Out, which was made by the people who made Brothers. Dragon Ball State of Decay 2 is coming out. Dragon Ball Fighter 2, which like looks amazing. Like the animation style is absolutely great. Sea of Thieves, which was originally just a PC kind of indie game where you play as pirates, and it's kind of animated. And you like travel to a place and like you go and you find booty. It's all about that finding that booty. It's basically the call. It's basically the Call of Booty. Super Lucky's Tale from Playful Animation. Like Playful is like right here local in McKinney, and Super Lucky's Tale is a VR game. And here's what's weird: is that like Microsoft announced a bunch of VR games, but they're not VR games. They didn't announce them as VR games. Part of me thinks that the Xbox One X will be powerful enough that it's going to be HTC Vive compatible, but they haven't announced that. And it's weird that they didn't announce it, so I don't know if that's going to necessarily be the thing, but they did.
I mean, 12 gigs of DDR5 would actually
be able to do it. And like, well, you know what else 12 gigs would do is have Minecraft in 4K.
Oh, totally.
So Minecraft is going to be in 4K, which, you know, who knows. Cuphead, which was like an indie game, like it was a Kickstarter that was announced like fucking 8 years ago. Gotcha. That's finally coming on September 29th. Crackdown 3, which had an amazing intro by Terry Crews. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. You guys need to check that out. So everything apparently in Crackdown 3 is totally destructible.
Sweet.
Shadow of was announced last year, right?
Crackdown 3 was not. Crackdown 3 was only announced like 2 months ago, but it wasn't announced for the Xbox. Okay. So, actually, you know what? It might have been. Like they might have teased it.
I remember.
They teased a lot of stuff.
Something like that.
Shadow of War, which is a sequel to Shadow of Mordor, looks way more involved. The whole enemy system is going to be just insane and totally blown out.
I did see that.
Ori and the Will of Wisps is a sequel to Ubisoft's Ori and the Blind Forest, which is a side scroller and it's amazing. And what they announced, which I was the most excited for beyond Assassin's Creed Origin, is that original Xbox games are going to become backwards compatible on the Xbox One.
Oh.
So you got your your Knights of the Old Republic, you have your original Beyond Good and Evil, things like that.
So it'll be able to read the discs, or is it?
Yeah, no, you'll be able to put the disc in.
It'll be the same way you do with the 360 one. You have to put the disc in.
And it runs
Think of like a PC game. You put the disc in, it hits the server. Okay, you got it. You download a digital version of it, but you have to still have the disc to play it.
Yeah, it runs an emulator basically. All right.
It takes up so much space, though.
It does.
Right. That's why you need more than one.
Well, I mean, like every Xbox game you put in, even if it's an Xbox One game, you put it in, it installs the whole game.
Yeah, not 360 though, right?
Oh yeah.
360 that too.
It installs the whole game because it just all it does when you have your disc in, it registers as the key code that it's there, and then it runs all of it from the hard drive.
Gotcha.
Yep. Bethesda was the same night as Xbox, so I'm gonna run through this real quick. Lots of cool stuff. Doom VR, which they call Doom VFR. The F stands for the F word, apparently. It's coming to virtual fucking reality. Yeah.
What? I just censored myself.
Yeah, it's fucking great, man. It's
virtual reality.
It's coming to the HTC Vive and the PSVR. Fallout 4 VR, which you can play the entire game. Fallout 4 is only coming to the HTC Vive. They're also announcing what they call the Creation Club, which a lot of people aren't fans of, because it's for mod creators and people who work within Bethesda, where you have to pay for mods again, which you didn't have to do before. And mods were free, so people are kind of like, oh, it sucks, man, but it's only going to be for Fallout 4 and Skyrim. But it will, they haven't announced if you have to pay for them, or if they work with credits. But I imagine you have to buy credits with real world money. So we'll see how that works. But it will enable you to do achievements and trophies.
It's coming to the HTC Vive, the cell phone that clicks into the headset, right?
No, the HTC Vive is not the phone headset. The HTC Vive is like the best. the most accessible
Oh, that's what's
computer
got
PC.
the black.
And it's got the full
It's got the circle. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Now.
It's also created by HTC and Steam. So
You also need poles. You set poles.
So if it would be
Yeah.
Xbox One X compatible or not.
it could be, but then you would probably also need what they do is they have little sensors that you set, and the sensors, that's the Steam technology, because it puts because on the HTC Vive, unlike the PSVR and the Oculus, you can stand up and walk around your room.
Yeah. You still have a boundary. But
Yeah.
Right.
So.
But yeah, which you can do as big as 15 by 11 or something, but the minimum you would want is 6 feet by 4 feet or something like that. It wouldn't be any good less than that. Dishonored has a new game coming out called Death of the Outsider, which is it's kind of similar to how Uncharted's doing one, where it's a smaller DLC, but it's not a full blown DLC.
Yeah, I saw there's another.
It's
game now.
they're printing it to disc, yeah. Skyrim for the Switch is coming out. Did you see the trailer and what it supports?
The motion control and all
Yep.
that stuff. Is that
And what else did you see?
Oh, the Link, yeah.
The Amiibo support! I was not gonna buy this game until there's Amiibo support! If I can be Link Dovahking, yeah.
Link Dovahking.
Dude, you can be Link Dovahking. And it takes Amiibo support. You put Amiibo support in any fucking game and I'm gonna buy it. It's ridiculous. Excited about that. Evil Within 2, which I thought was a weird announcement because where he's Snapchatting is what's happening.
The first one?
Evil Within 2, the first one wasn't super successful, and I had issues with it. It wasn't a great game. It's a good game, but it was unbalanced. I'm dropping my shit. It was really challenging in certain parts, which I thought was weird. So you'd be fighting a battle and it'd be way harder than it should have been. Quake is gearing up for esports, so they're gonna have Quake World Champions, and then Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, which is a sequel to Wolfenstein.
Is that going to have co-op or it's still just?
I think it's going to be
straight
single player, yeah.
Okay.
Which is exciting.
Has that ever had multiplayer?
Wolfenstein, no.
PC didn't?
It's all,
It's all kind of been a single player game.
I still have my blimp. Big Wolfenstein blimp.
Yeah.
I got one.
Oh, from the big one from previous, yeah. But the new one looks awesome. The new one looks like it's even in the future where Nazis have taken over America, and of course there's outrage over it, which is ridiculous because basically the outrage is you're claiming that you're a Nazi if you're upset about that game because it's talking about basically the Nazis have run the world and it's B.J. Blazkowicz in 1990, right? It's or 1980s. It's a little further in the future, and people who are upset about it, it's really.
Well, it's kind of like if Hydra, whatever. We won't
go there, but it's
a short
ridiculous.
show.
That's a whole
We
other
won't.
Hey, what's up, Shane?
We won't get into it.
What up?
So, but yeah, that one's it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, so that's basically what Bethesda had to offer. Ubisoft announced all kinds of stuff.
Sorry.
Well, it's funny when you say the name.
This is fucking Ubisoft.
You what?
No, we're good. Go.
Oh no, I'm gonna blow through.
The important part is they announced another Just Dance game.
Oh yeah.
2018 coming out this
Jen will
fall.
be happy about that.
Yeah,
That's what keeps Ubisoft in business. We can
'Cause
joke about it, but that's what keeps.
you know what Just Dance comes out on? Every fucking console,
Yeah.
and your cell phone, and your computer, and your TV.
Every
Bro,
goddamn-
play
Why
on
not a
T-
Switch? How do you even do that?
you set the Switch down and you use the Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
All you need to do is all that Just Dance requires you to do is move one controller. Dude, on the PS4 and the other consoles, you download an app on your phone and you just hold your phone and shake it around.
What the?
That's it.
Yeah, so
That's it,
You don't
dude.
have to buy before. You'd have to you'd have to have the fucking
The sensors
the
and
PlayStation
stuff, yeah,
Move
yeah.
and the whole
Yeah,
deal.
but the Joy-Cons have 3D, HD, whatever.
So to make it accessible to everyone, you just download an app and you
Why
just,
though?
you
Like
sync
you
the app
give
up.
it to your kid? Let them
But
play?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The game,
People are cool, whatever, take my phone, kid.
the
But they're shaking it around in the house.
Every time that game's come out, it's in the top 10 every year. Usually the top 5 is Just
Man.
Dance. They make so much money off of that.
Yeah.
They must have some kind of really good deal for licensing all the music and stuff then, because that's I don't.
Well, because
Yeah.
you buy extra music. It's $2 a song and a dance, and you rebuy that stuff too.
right.
There's only like 10 songs or 15 songs are unlocked, and you can buy hundreds of that shit.
Yeah, but Just Dance is going to be huge, without a doubt. But what the other games that they announced, which are huge?
Sean from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Wow, look at this great little emoji you put after it.
Oh, is it Rennie? That is Rennie.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's Rennie.
Look at that. What's up, buddy? Welcome. But yeah, so Sean, what games were you looking forward to, man? Like, or what games were excited to you? Tell us, let us know. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So Mario has teamed up with other developers before, like SquareSoft at the time. They're Square Enix now, and they made like an RPG. But they just announced this one, which is Mario and the Rabbids. So the Rabbids are in the game, and it's basically, it looks to be kind of like an XCOM style real-time strategy game. Like it's not like a real-time strategy where you pick battles, but like it's like a battle arena where you kind of pick like an outlined area and you're like, okay, you go here and you're gonna attack here, and then you'll do this. So it looks very XCOM-like, which XCOM is very unique to its own style, and that's kind of what it looked like. I'm gonna play it probably, but I'm not like super jazzed because I'm not good at XCOM.
So you said Mario though?
It's Mario and the
Yeah,
rabbits,
it's
like the
Mario
raving
and-
rabbits, like the Rayman rabbits.
Oh.
Like they're like,
okay, gotcha.
and also like I'm not a fan of the rabbits. Like I love Ubisoft, but I'm not a huge fan of the rabbits. I think they're kind of like the minions of video games.
Basically.
Yeah,
Never really got very far.
but pretty cool, man. Like it's really awesome. Like the guy, the director of the game was like so excited to be there. Like he was like tearing up, and he loved it.
Sean calls AC Origins.
ACBC.
Yeah, he's an
I love that a lot. I'm stealing that from now on. That's fantastic. That's the next thing they announced was ACBC, Assassin's Creed Origins. Of course, they announced it first at the Microsoft event, but ACBC because it takes BC.
Gotcha. I was like, where's the BC come from?
It's
Gotcha.
before Christ,
Gotcha.
before Christos.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 1350 before Christos
Okay.
is when the game takes place. But it's
the
in
new Spider-Man game does look sweet.
So
It looks
before
like a-
Chris.
before
Before
like
Christ.
Assassin's Creed before I was involved.
But yeah, it's a little bit. I figure you were always involved with Assassin's Creed. So
I am with my insatiable love for it.
I would say lust.
Can't stop, won't stop. I can't get enough. I can't get enough of that ACBC.
Can't get enough of that ass play.
I got all part of that ass play nation. So Assassin's Creed looks real good, guys. I could talk about that for like another 3 hours,
Don't
but
get him started.
a couple things I want to point out.
Oh yeah.
If
Maybe-
there was
maybe-
a Last of Us 2 announced, this show would be like 4 hours long.
Oh,
They already
yeah,
announced The Last of Us
yeah.
Part 2.
Yeah. It's
When did they show the?
old
Like
What is
last
that?
January, they didn't show that at E3, but it's been
That's what I'm
announced.
saying, yeah, if they showed the footage and everything.
Oh, that would have been a bigger deal. But yeah,
Right.
but Sony did not. We'll get to Sony though. But Assassin's Creed, super fantastic. Made by the team that did Black Flag. Like Legend of Zelda, you can climb up any structure. So like even if it's like rocks or anything, you can just climb up, which is like something that like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has spoiled for me. Because after Breath of the Wild, they started playing Horizon. I'm like, why can't I climb up this fucking mountain?
We're climbing this mountain.
I want to play this. I can't climb up this mountain. I have to Skyrim jump up this mountain.
I spent
Where you're
like 20
hoping
minutes
that
trying to do that. Like trying to like, is there a ledge here? Can I jump on it? Like no. Like fuck.
But Assassin's Creed, you can. Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic too. Like if they make it available, like Sean's saying, like I wish they would have Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. Like I'm hoping that's going to be one of the first ones they make backwards compatible. That would make the most sense. But we'll see. Back to Assassin's Creed. Excited. It's gonna be massive.
Back on this yet?
They're
Because we're still talking about Ubisoft.
they're changing.
Oh right.
They're
Sorry.
changing a lot of things. But moving on. Skull and Bones. Another pirate game coming out by Ubisoft. They took the mechanics and the gameplay from Assassin's Creed Black Flag and they made a 5v5 online multiplayer pirate battle game.
Epic.
Epic. I love the ship battles in Ubisoft in Black Flag. And I think Ubisoft realized what they had,
Take
man.
the best part and polish it up and put
Polish
it
it
back
up.
again.
So yeah, Skull and Bones, which I hope is gonna have like a single player mode, or maybe like not a 5v5, but maybe a 2-on-2, or like a 1v1 mode, or even just a single player campaign would be awesome. But I miss those like online ship battles from Black Flag. They were awesome. They were really streamlined. They really figured it out. They made it feel cool. So I'm really excited about it. So that's going to be sweet. I'm really excited about that one. We talked a little bit about Just Dance already, which is going to be neat. Starlink Battle for Atlas is going to be a new IP they're coming out with, which is kind of like a space battle kind of thing. It has the same kind of art style as like No Man's Sky, but it's going to be totally different. They showed off like 5 to 10 minutes of Far Cry 5, which I'm really excited about. I love open world games. I'm a little open world fatigued right now, and I'm trying to reserve myself and my excitement for Assassin's Creed. But Far Cry looks awesome.
You're doing a great job.
Ease up.
He's very restrained. Seriously.
So this is more than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about tonight. I'm talking about in general.
In general, I'm never going to be restrained for Assassins. I can never stop my love of that ass play. All right, Shane, you know this. You know this. You've seen it, Shane.
He is a serious ass player. Like, when you go to his house, he's got ass play stuff all over the place.
Whips and chains, handcuffs. It's all over the place.
But that's the next Assassin's Creed game.
But the most exciting thing about the Ubisoft press conference, and this might not mean anything to you guys. It might not mean to a lot of people out there. But Beyond Good and Evil 2 was announced. That's a big deal. This game has been announced like 8 years ago, and it's been delayed, and now it's coming out, and it's a prequel. And if you haven't seen the trailer for it, it's amazing. It looks so great. It looks super fun. There's a lot of F words in it, like a lot of F words in it.
What's that for again?
It's fun.
Okay.
Fun. The game's gonna be fun.
Sweet.
Beyond
Good and Evil.
Fucking fun.
Beyond Good and Evil. The F is for fun.
Good.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So that was the Ubisoft press event. I'm excited. The F is for fun. PlayStation had their press event, and I will say this: like I don't agree with a lot of people like who won E3? Who won E3? It was Ubisoft. Ubisoft won E3. Microsoft maybe they did real good. They have new hardware coming out, and they got a lot of cool exclusive shit. PlayStation, I would say, did not win E3 because everything they showed looked amazing, but it's all like 2018. PlayStation, it's their year to not really have a lot to deliver. They showed off Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is gonna be a great game, not a full-blown title. It's a standalone DLC, kind of like that Dishonored game was. They did announce Monster Hunter World, so a Monster Hunter game is coming to the PlayStation. Are you a Monster Hunter fan?
That's the handheld though, right?
It's always been an handheld, yeah. But apparently it's coming to the PlayStation. Days Gone, which is basically Sons of Anarchy / Last of Us / Walking Dead.
Alright.
So Sons of the Walking Dead is basically Days Gone. You're a biker gang and there's zombies.
For fun.
Yeah.
Zombies and everything.
And for fun. The Inpatient, which is going to be, they announced a couple PSVR games. The Inpatient is coming, which is made by the guys who did Until Dawn. And they also did the Until Dawn VR game. If you guys have a PSVR, the Inpatient looks fucking amazing. Horror genre, yeah. Like psychological kind of crazy stuff. They showed this really long extended Spider-Man gameplay trailer. Now, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I've loved Spider-Man for years. I loved the original PlayStation games. The Spider-Man 2 one, which was the first one where you can go like touch the ground and go all the way. It was the best.
I was just like hours just swinging around.
Still the best one.
Yeah.
Still the best one until hopefully this next one, because it's not tied to a movie. It's its own thing. And at the very end of the trailer, they announced or they teased that it's Miles Morales. That's who's going to be this.
Who's he talking to, by the way? I didn't quite catch that.
Well, on a speaker, I don't know, man. Yeah. Like it's a totally different kind of kind of canon.
It's
like
some chick that he's talking to. I was trying to figure out who it was. I was like, who is that?
It's like his support group.
Yeah. So
it's got a support group.
It's his Oracle.
Yeah. That's what I was like. Is it like some kind of crossover type thing?
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, suit looks nice. Gameplay looks a lot of fun. I like the combos and all the crazy stuff.
It's one of those games where like I'm so excited to see like other outfits you can do.
Yeah. Because
like I know there's gonna be a ton of like unlockable outfits, just like Assassin's Creed, but at the same time, like I'm like I'll probably wear the original outfit for this game for the most part of it, but. Yeah, I mean, if they had the actual Miles Morales outfit, or like maybe you were only wearing that kind of Peter Parker style one for just a little bit, and that's what they're teasing, because like you didn't know that it'd be Miles Morales, but then it becomes a Miles Morales game for the rest of it, and you're wearing his classic black and red kind of really cool outfit, which is like arguably one of the newest, coolest designed outfits for Spider-Man.
I mean, I love that trailer all the way till the end. And I was like, shit, 2018. It's like, damn it.
Yeah, everything.
I want to play that game this year. That and Battlefront 2 were going to get me to
so I need to go back
play
and watch
games
it, because I stopped it halfway through because I had to like go into a meeting or something. I was like, man, this looks fucking bad.
It looks amazing. I'm super excited about it.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, that's the model. Yeah. And hopefully that's what they showcase later on. They announced Horizon Zero Dawn DLC, which is cool because Guerrilla Games never announced that there would be any kind of DLC or season pass for Horizon Zero Dawn. They showed an extended God of War trailer, which I'm obviously super stoked about. That's going to be interesting. So we talked a little bit about God of War and how it's going with like a kind of Norse mythology kind of thing and not the Greek mythology. But if you watch that extended trailer, I think it's the same Kratos. I think very much it is God of War 4, but they're just rebranding it as God of War because he has found a way to go to another dimension or go to Norse mythology and leave Greek mythology. Because in the trailer, there's a scene where he walks up to like a Greek ancient vase, and he's like, "Oh man, like if there's him on the side of this vase or whatever, I don't pronounce that word, he's hanging out." And like this woman is talking to him, and she's like, "Oh no, the gods are not gonna like that you're here. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to come from another area, basically."
Nice.
And it's the same voice actor, and except he has a son in this game. And she's like, "You might not like it or not, but you have a son." And the gameplay's a little bit different. The beginning of the trailer kind of shows him throwing this axe, like how he's always had his blades that were like tied to him. He throws this axe and he kind of just waits for it. And it shows a lot of gameplay, and in the gameplay it shows that he can throw the axe just like he could throw his blades, and they would come back to him.
Oh, that's cool.
So he's got the axe and he's got like a shield, and that's kind of his combat strategy. And at the very end of the trailer, the axe comes back to him.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of like Mjolnir.
Yeah.
It's God of War's Mjolnir.
Also 2018.
Also 2018.
It's got the American Gods feel with all the different random gods
Yeah.
in the place.
It looks awesome. They showcased Shadow of the Colossus
Yeah.
remake, which is like, I think Vegas should be taking bets on if this game is actually going to exist at any time in like our near future. Yeah, dude. Like the Last Guardian, same team.
Yeah.
Took forever to come out. Like it was delayed for like.
So they didn't give a release date then. They just said, "Oh." It's
Yeah,
coming.
I think they said 2018. Yeah,
okay.
it was 2018, so it's next year. Detroit Become Human, which looked really cool. You play as a bunch of androids and you're trying to figure out your own way. It's made by the same team that did Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, which are good.
It looks very Heavy Rain when you watch the trailer.
Yeah, well, for a reason.
And it's super weird because I watch Grey's Anatomy all the time, and the main guy in that is in.
Oh, is he in Grey's Anatomy?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cool crossover.
698.
Yep.
Knack 2, which Knack was a launch title for the PS4, is coming out September 5th. Knack was a lot of fun. I thought that was really good.
That was like the creature that like connects together.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was reading Sean. There's another Knack game that was announced?
Knack 2, yeah, September 5th.
Oh, that's this year.
That's this year.
Okay.
Knack is this year, and Gran Turismo Sport is this year.
They should have called it Knick Knack.
Oh, they could have. We had like a kid.
Nick Knack, and then the DLC can be called Paddywhack.
Yes.
And then the second DLC will be called Give a Dog a Bone.
Oh yeah, that's great.
That's the third version.
Is that two in the notes?
All these great ideas were given away for free.
You're welcome. You're welcome, PlayStation. And then Nintendo had, to wrap things up, Nintendo had like a super duper short conference yesterday, Monday, I believe, and they basically they. Here's my belief about Nintendo. So Nintendo, there is two different things. That people believe that Nintendo delivers things just to like create hype and make hype really big, and then the other part of it believes that people create their own form of hype for Nintendo games. Because there was a couple things that like they just simply just announcing that Metroid Prime 4 is coming to the Switch sometime. Yeah. It wasn't even a graphic. Like they spent like little to no time, and it was just a logo that said Metroid Prime 4, and people are losing their minds. Yeah. I am, because I love the Metroid Prime trilogy.
It's Nintendo.
It's Nintendo, and then but I think what stood out the most is that one of the members of the Pokemon team basically went on and was like, you guys have asked for it. Yes, we are working on a full-blown Pokemon RPG for the Switch. It's not coming soon.
That's so cool.
And it's cool because that's what everyone wanted. They just did a Pokemon, Direct, where they announced Pokemon Tournament was coming, and everyone was like, "Oh, fucking sweet, Pokemon Tournament."
Yeah.
The game no one bought on the Wii. The game that the least amount of people bought on the Wii, and it's cool. I mean, if you're a fighting game fan and a Pokemon fan, it's perfect for you. A lot of people are excited. Me too. I'm like, I don't know.
Well,
I want a real
Rocket
Pokemon.
League's also coming to the Switch.
Rocket League is coming to Switch, and it's cross-compatible, except not with PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because PlayStation's like, well, we don't want to be
I
cross-compatible.
saw someone said that they announced like 2 Metroid games though.
They did. They announced Metroid Prime 4,
Yeah.
and they announced Metroid Samus Returns
Gotcha.
for the 3DS, which I'm stoked about because that's a classic side-scrolling Metroid game.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be one of those classic ones, and they announced those amiibos for it. So they announced 13 amiibos, which are pretty much, by the time you're watching this, are sold out everywhere. Like, they're gone. But they announced 2 Metroid amiibos, and I have both of them pre-ordered. Yeah, those amiibos are hot nonsense, man. The Virtual Console, no, they didn't know. Sean, if you're watching, they did not announce anything for the Virtual Console, which is weird. Because the only thing that Nintendo's given away, so the Virtual Console, if you guys are unfamiliar, is all of the kind of classic games for... Like, the Wii U has a Virtual Console, and the Wii has a Virtual Console. The 3DS has probably arguably the best Virtual Console. The Switch has the potential of having the very best. There were rumors that there would be GameCube games on it. Because as long as you have a big enough like SD memory card, you know, those games don't take a lot of space.
Yeah,
and the Joy-Cons by themselves, you can play anything with those things. You can play Wii games, Wii U games, GameCube games, NES games, SNES games. You can play anything with the Joy-Cons, or the mix with like having a Pro Controller.
I totally play Pokemon games on that, like the ones.
All of them.
Like,
All of them. But yeah, they announced more Pokemon stuff basically for the 3DS.
Yeah.
So Heart and Gold and Silver are coming. The classic Gold and Silver are coming, which to the eShop for the 3DS. And then Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are basically sequels to Sun and Moon for the 3DS, but they have not announced anything for the Switch. So part of me is hoping that the next Pokemon iteration, the 8th gen Pokemon game,
will be on the Switch.
will just be Switch. And I hope it's not I hope it's not like Sun and Moon or Pokemon Stars, as the rumor was, because at this point, you're already coming out with Sun and Moon 2,
Yeah.
and that would be kind of lame. Right?
I'm not at the point where I just want to trade it for 3DS because I don't even fucking touch it. I still have Ruby, was it Alpha Sapphire and
Mega Ruby?
both unopened.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think I told you that a long time ago.
I want one of those.
Yeah, you're like, I want one.
I want the whale one.
Yeah, I gotta find it.
Yeah,
I have both.
find them because I want one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they could do Pokemon like they do Mario Kart, and they switch on off. Because you get like a Mario Kart just for 3DS, then you get a Mario Kart for like Wii U.
But everything's
And you
changed with the
mark out
Switch
for
now.
Switch,
That's
so it's
that's the
like
thing
you
though. But with the Switch,
Like, I don't even
it's a
want
console
to.
and it's a handheld.
Like I don't want to.
Mario Kart 8 like is now on both. It's like
Right, but if you don't make a Pokemon game exclusively one way or the other, but it's not on 3DS or it's not on Switch, you're going to cannibalize all your 3DS owners that are what
or
40
when
million
you
people.
you
in
convert those
console base?
3DS owners to be Switch owners.
Yeah, exactly. I'd either rather.
If you got enough years, but you really have to.
I would,
you
you know,
put a
it's
lot
not
of
that hard to
advertising,
port
a
it
lot
from
of
both.
pushing.
It's the same damn thing.
It is.
Like honestly, like just make it on both, and I'll buy it on the Switch. And
It's a
keep it on
touchscreen. They
my-
could easily push
Yeah.
like the combat schemes to the side, or they just teach you what buttons to
What
press.
else?
Well,
Side
they
by
could,
side,
but
yeah.
it's Nintendo. When do they make logic?
Because the 3DS screen. Because
That's true. But here's the thing. You say that, and I agree, and that's why their Nintendo like Spotlight, which they did, was so substantial to me, is because it feels like, it's looking like, and this is coming from a fan. I'm a huge Nintendo fanboy. I really am. Because like my kiddo loves it, like Tiff loves it. We buy Nintendo stuff. Like I have like all these amiibos coming. I love amiibos. They're fun. But I also see it from the perspective of like a business perspective. And them announcing and being like, no, there's a Pokemon game coming for the Switch, tells me that they're like, they saw the disappointment in the Pokken Tournament announcement, and they're like, we need to redeem this. Like, they announced a Yoshi game, a Kirby game, that don't have any titles other than Yoshi and Kirby, just so they can be like, okay, we're locked in. Like, these games are coming. Pokemon is coming. But what they didn't announce, which was my most anticipated, which I thought would be a slam dunk, would be Super Smash Brothers Deluxe. Didn't announce that
Oh, that'd be interesting.
for the Switch.
Well, you've got Pokken right now, so maybe if you're spaced out a little more time.
Space out a little more time between
fighting
fighters,
games.
yeah.
You want to like Smash like the new the 8, right? It just came out not too long ago, anyways, for the Wii U, right?
For the Wii U, but Mario Kart came out after Smash.
Yeah, that's true. Man, that'd be interesting though, like to see how that would affect like the tournament scene.
I think the thing is they're going to figure out the tournament scene because they probably need to develop another controller that's going to be like a remote GameCube controller because arguably in the Smash fan base,
Yeah.
everyone the majority of people love the GameCube controller for Smash, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you used to run tournaments all the time.
Yeah, no, totally. That's all they used. I mean, that was like the standard, and if you didn't have them, they'd like shut all over your place. So
Yeah.
literally, I mean, I found turtles, okay, but
I found turds all over my place.
But yeah, so that'd be kind of curious to see how they would actually even do that because you don't want 8 players Smash on the fucking Switch. I mean, that'd be like hard.
But you could.
I mean, you could
like, as long as everyone has their own Switch.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but then that would be the thing. It's like, but you can link up eight Switches
Yeah.
together. I think that's by design.
Yeah. That's what, yeah,
Because of
totally, that
Smash.
could happen. Well, and Mario Kart, right? You can just
Yeah, Mario Kart. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be game.
One thing they didn't announce, but yeah, Nintendo had a really good showing. I mean, for the fact that they're at least announcing like, hey, this is really far out. So like you have Nintendo, which is willing to be like, cool, we have stuff that doesn't even have a date, and then Bethesda, everything they announced is out this year because Bethesda's taking the
Were
Apple
there any
approach.
Halo announcements?
Nope.
Or anything? Are there going to be any more Halo things?
Oh yeah, so
There's
so
600.
343 basically said that Halo 6
Yeah.
will definitely have local co-op
Sweet.
split screen because
Thank
that was
God.
everyone's biggest biggest complaint with 5. Everyone's like, this is
'Cause it
bullshit.
made no fucking sense. Like, what in the world? Yeah, so
Yeah.
that pissed me off.
Yeah, but no Halo announcements, but new things coming up. Mario Maker for the Switch. Yeah, well, I mean, if you like Mario Maker, Sean, it's on the 3DS. Like, they've already ported so many games that were great. Like, Yoshi's Woolly World is on the 3DS. Like, Super Mario Maker. So, they made these great console titles for the Wii U. Like, I seriously think you're gonna get like 1 to 3, one Wii U port for every like new 3 like Switch announcement, Switch exclusive Nintendo game will be like a Wii U port.
I mean, it makes sense. You already have it ready to go.
Yeah,
Port it over and keep software.
it's already a bigger
'Cause
fan
that's
base.
Nintendo's biggest problem. Every system is there's not enough new software that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because third party doesn't support it.
And they haven't-
Which is going to support the Switch more than it did Wii U.
Has
but-
Nintendo released any like new IP at all? Like
Splatoon is their newest IP.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So Splatoon 2, that's like, I mean, that's their biggest thing.
yeah.
It's like, that's why Splatoon 1, when it came out, was such a big deal because they're like, this is our first new IP in like forever.
Yeah, so I was curious. 'Cause, I mean, it's always like Kirby, Yoshi, Mario. I mean, obviously they're icons, but it's like
Splatoon is the biggest new
yeah,
thing.
it's just Splatoon's okay, cool.
So Splatoon 2 is going to be super fun.
Was that pretty big though?
Yeah, on the Wii U, it was phenomenal. It was one of their biggest selling ones. But again,
it's a kid-friendly shooter.
Yeah,
it's a
I
kid-friendly
mean, 'cause, like,
multiplayer.
Epic, it wasn't like that huge. Like people were like, oh, you got it, yeah.
Well, that's also because a lot of people didn't have Wii U's.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
who has a
true,
Wii U? But now the Switch is coming out and they're doing Splatoon 2. Like, I think it's going to be fantastic. So
And they're pushing that more in the esports stuff too, as well. Like I saw a lot of promotional stuff about how they're just pushing Splatoon to be like, I guess, Nintendo's big esport game.
Yeah, their
I
big
guess.
shooter.
So,
I saw
yeah.
something, I think it's happening here in Texas, that it's Injustice 2.
Tournament?
Yeah, tournament is going to be like on TBS or TNT or something.
Oh, yeah, the esports is huge.
$250,000 prize
Oh wow.
for Injustice 2.
Was it part of the big tournament that's going on in Vegas, or is it?
I don't know. I just saw a quick headline today that $250,000 grand prize for Injustice 2.
Yeah, there is a lot of.
It's like that
esports
game's
stuff
been out
going
like a
on.
month.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Quake Champions is doing like a $1 million tournament.
Yeah, the numbers are getting ridiculous. I mean, everyone wants a piece of the pie.
All right, Sean, thanks, buddy. Thank you for joining us, and it's a great time for us to wrap things up. Like, it was a really quick one. We try to get through as much as possible.
Call
but kinda
of Duty
wrapped
has
all this
zombie bears, right?
up. Yeah, there's always zombie bears.
Zombie bears.
So there you go.
Rawr.
There's your Call of Duty news.
Oh right, gotcha.
Is there zombie bears?
I thought there was.
Probably.
I don't know.
You can shoot
I'm
with
not
laser
a
beams.
noob, bro. I just saw people on Twitter losing their shit about
Zombie bears? I'm down. Zombie
Yeah,
bears.
They
Let's
announced
go.
a new Call of Duty, I guess.
A World War II.
You're
Oh, but that's not. That wasn't for E3 though, right? They announced that.
Yeah, they announced it before, yeah.
Yeah.
your wife's a dude, bro. She doesn't know about the
I what? Or
No,
zombie
no,
bears?
Tiff's a dude, bro. Tiff fucking loves Call of
Oh,
Duty, and
that's
she's
right, she
fucking
does, yeah.
good at it.
I haven't seen.
I was
And
watching her
Halo.
play the other day. It was
Litter Sean, thanks so much, man. He says he's happy to hear your perspective. Look at that. Making new fans, making new faces. Make sure you follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Roxas Studios. Put it up there, man.
Sean's
Before you go, Sean.
Oh, my social media's gone. What happened to it? I lied. Oh God, I'm breaking stuff.
There's like it's like Inception.
Oh God.
Oh,
What the fuck happened? Roxas Studios. I'll have to figure it
Oh.
out.
Roxas Studios. There we go.
Oh,
Wow.
no,
Camera's not available. Wow.
Now it's back up.
All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure if you guys don't follow us already on Twitch, Make sure you guys check us out here. Follow us on the Twitters. I'm at Redbeard Captain.
Roxy Studios. Woo. Full Metal
Oh,
Penny.
Full Metal Penny.
There he is. There he is. And follow us here on Twitch, and make sure you set up notifications so you're notified when we go live. And check us out on Facebook at Captain Redbeard. That is where we normally stream our show, but today it wasn't happening.
Because Facebook is dumb.
All right, guys. Love you so much. Thank you.
Deuces.